1. What is a Novec 1230 fire suppression system? It is a clean-agent fire suppression system using chemical compound FK5112, traditionally known as 3M Novec 1230. It is a non-conductive, zero-zone depleting liquid agent that vaporizes upon discharge to extinguish fires without damaging sensitive electronic equipment. 2. Where is a Novec system typically installed? Data centers, control rooms, server rooms, telecom equipment rooms, electrical substations, MCC rooms, UPS rooms, archives, and offshore topside control modules. 3. What is the physical principle of Novec fire suppression? It extinguishes fire primarily through heat absorption, thermal cooling at the molecular level, absorbing thermal energy rapidly to lower the flame temperature below the reaction threshold. 4. Does Novec extinguish fire by displacing oxygen? No. Unlike inert gas systems, IG541, IG55, Novec does not significantly reduce oxygen levels, making it safe for human occupancy at design concentrations. 5. Which fire classes can Novec extinguish? Class A, solid combustibles, Class B, flammable liquids, and Class C, energized electrical equipment per NFPA 2001 standards. 6. What are the key hardware components of a Novec system? Agent storage cylinders, container valve, electrical actuator, solenoid pneumatic actuator, manual release mechanism, pressure gauge, low pressure monitoring switch, discharge piping, discharge nozzles, releasing control panel, detectors, smoke heat, manual release station, MAC, abort switch, and audiovisual alarms, horns strobes. 7. How is the Novec system actuated? Automatic, releasing panel energize the release solenoid valve following cross-zone detection logic. Manual electrical, pulling the manual release station at the room exit. Manual mechanical, pulling the lever pin directly on the cylinder valve actuator. 8. Y is to detector, cross-zone, logic used before initiating automatic discharge. Cross-zone, coincidence, logic prevents false discharges caused by a single faulty detector, ensuring two independent sensors detect smoke before initiating the countdown timer. 9. What is cross-zone detection? A control logic arrangement where two independent detection circuits, or two addressable detectors on separate loops zones within the same enclosure, must trip to initiate an automatic releasing sequence. 10. What is the standard pre-discharge delay timer? A programmable countdown, typically 20 to 30 seconds, initiated upon cross-zone conformation to allow personnel to safely evacuate and to permit activation of the abort switch if necessary. 11. How does an abort switch work during pre-discharge delay? When held down during the pre-discharge countdown, it halts or resets the timer depending on configured NFPA abort logic mode A, B, C, or D. Releasing the switch typically resumes the countdown from a preset threshold, example 10 seconds. 12. What is a manual release station, MAC manual pull station? A hardwired pull station located at room exits that overrides the delay timer or reduces it to minimum per project design to manually trip the releasing panel immediately. 13. What is the difference between a low pressure switch and a discharge pressure switch? Low cylinder pressure switch, mounted on the cylinder valve to continuously monitor nitrogen superpressurization, alerts the panel to leaks. Discharge pressure switch, mounted on the discharge piping manifold, actuated by fluid pressure during actual release to confirm agent flow, latch the F&G status, trip HVAC dampers, and activate room status lights. 14. What is a room integrity test, door fan test? A pressure test performed during commissioning using a blower door fan to measure room leakage. It calculates whether the room enclosure can retain the minimum required agent concentration for at least 10 minutes. Hold time. 15. What steps take place immediately after a system discharge? The room fills with agent vapor. The fire is suppressed within seconds. HVAC dampers close. Room extraction fans are engaged after hold time, and the enclosure is ventilated before re-entry without SCBA. 16. What are common supervisory faults reported on a releasing panel? Supervised releasing circuit open short, low cylinder pressure fault, detector loop open fault, primary AC power fail, battery backup charger fault, and manual release line open short. 17. What causes a low cylinder pressure alarm? Slow nitrogen leakage past valve seals, sharp drops in ambient room temperature causing gas pressure drop, or a faulty uncalibrated pressure switch. 18. Why would a cylinder fail to discharge upon verified cross-zone fire detection? 1. Releasing output disabled inhibited on panel. 2. Blown fuse on releasing circuit board. 3. Open circuit or wiring short to solenoid. 4. Solenoid plunger mechanically stuck or coil burnt. 5. Inadequate panel battery voltage under load. 6. Mechanical safety pin left installed on cylinder actuator. 19. What key checks are required during routine maintenance? Verify cylinder weight pressure gauge against temp pressure charts, test battery load capacity, check control panel loop health, verify solenoid circuit supervision, check nozzle orifices for blockages, and confirm manual release abort switch function with solenoid disconnected. 20. How do you test automatic releasing logic safely during commissioning? Physically disconnect the electrical actuator, solenoid, from the cylinder valve or install a test lamp multimeter across the circuit, put the panel in commissioning mode, and simulate cross-zone detector activation to verify voltage delivery and delay timing. 21. What is the standard storage pressure for a Novec system? Novec 1230 is liquid at room temperature and is superpressurized with dry nitrogen to 25 bar, 360 psi or 42 bar, 600 psi at 21 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on system design. 22. What procedure should be followed if a cylinder accidentally discharges? Evacuate area, verify room safety, isolate panel releasing output, lock out automatic dampers HVAC, investigate trigger cause, replace refill cylinder, reset releasing panel, and recommission circuit. 23. Why are discharge nozzles engineered with precise orifice sizes and forced to discharge within 10 seconds? Per NFPA 2001, clean agents must discharge completely within 10 seconds to rapidly build extinguishment concentration, extinguishing the fire before dangerous thermal breakdown products, like hydrogen fluoride, HF, can form. 24. What are the primary functions of a dedicated releasing control panel? Monitors detection loops, executes cause and effect matrix logic, controls pre-discharge alarms, manages pre-discharge delay abort functions, provides supervised power to discharge actuators, and drives interface signals, HVAC trip, damper closure, door holders. 25. What key commissioning checks must be documented prior to handover? Enclosure integrity test, door fan test, loop verification and cross-zone matrix simulation, actuator line supervision and voltage drop test under simulated load, abort switch logic operational check, discharge pressure switch feedback verification, HVAC damper interlock and fan trip functional verification, as-built pipe routing and nozzle orifice check. 26. During loop checking, smoke detectors trip correctly on the panel, but the Novec release output does not energize. What are the top troubleshooting steps? Check output inhibit status. Verify if the panel releasing output or cause and effect zone is in disabled inhibit test mode. Verify logic matrix. Confirm both detectors tripped separate cross zones if logic requires coincidence to detector rule. Inspect output fuse and voltage. Check if the releasing output fuse is blown or if the circuit voltage drops below coil pickup value under load. Supervision end of line. EOL ensure the releasing circuit EOL resistor diode is properly configured and not reporting an open short fault. Check abort line state. Verify if an abort switch contact is stuck closed or active on the input module. Check safety interlocks. Confirm physical safety key switches or maintenance isolates on the panel are in the normal active position. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. IIQA